roaches. 4 mutalisks in production for Artosis. It looks like his main will be safe with the 4 spine crawlers. Spire, unfortunately, was at the natural and goes down. Overseer of Artosis is able to spot those roaches, but the roach regenerate with the tunneling claws is so insane the mutalisks are practically doing no damage. Spine Crawler is not in a very good position for the rear attack on the mineral line. This could be very bad for Artosis. Artosis not fleeing any drones. His drone count is down to 17. Queens and mutalisks and spine crawlers now finally getting hits on these roaches. Looks like they will be sufficient to fend them off. Burrowed roaches once again immune to the attacks of these mutalisks. I do believe that Artosis is focus firing, which is the only way you're going to kill a burrowed roach with mutalisks. Well, with mere 4 mutalisks. So roaches are... Meanwhile, Zerglings from Artosis attack the red Zerg's base, but they appear to be only a nuisance as the roaches come back to pressure Artosis' main. Artosis still has 15 drones. Roaches burrow again. Excellent healing ability on those roaches with burrow. Ever since patch 15 where they made the tunneling claws, what did they do? They took away the upgrade that gave the roaches increased regeneration rate that was at the hive level, and they moved that to tier 2. So roach is generally much more effective now. When you get the tunneling claws, you also get that increased regeneration rate. Artosis building a spire right in view of the red Zerg. Artosis amazingly is fending this off and killing all the roaches, the mutalisks. Let's pause for a second and look at the kills on these mutalisks. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Well, they finally killed them. Spine crawlers 2 and 3 kills apiece. So eventually Artosis just wore those down. I assume he was focus firing just to kill those burrowed roaches. Look at units lost. Dead even at 4,000. Wow. It's actually pretty surprising. Perhaps the red Zerg could have focused more on drones instead of just... It looked like he probably just did not control his roaches much in the back of Artosis' main. I'm not sure if Artosis is aware of these burrowed roaches. You can see a slight shift in the sand when a burrowed roach moves. So it's possible he saw that. Or maybe I didn't notice he actually saw them burrow. Red Zerg making good use of the burrowed roaches. One thing he did do is prevent the mutalisks from doing any attacking on Red's main base. I am surprised that the red Zerg has not expanded. Seems like a good opportunity to do so would be when he was attacking with those roaches. Resource-wise, Red has built up about 500 minerals. Artosis keeping his money low, food count about even. Income is in Red's favor with 4 additional drones. Artosis, meanwhile, continues to make mutalisks. He is up to 12 mutalisks. That's a pretty good number, especially considering our Red has no anti-air but spore colonies. In come more burrowed roaches. This time I do not think it will work out so well. He's got fewer roaches, and there are many more mutalisks to kill this. Do you see an overseer? I do not. There is one on the map somewhere. Meanwhile, the mutalisks start taking out overlords. Looking at the food count, 60 over 66 for red, so he's not supply blocked as of yet. He is building Hydralisks for defense against those Mutalisks. Only one Mutalisk attacking all these roaches. Make that 2. Artosis is down to 8 drones, 7 drones. That is pretty low. Oh, and critically these Mutalisks have been turned away. Well, actually probably not, but probably they're just coming back to clean up these roaches. There's such a strong Muta army, and the fact that a lot of Red Zerg's anti-air is static defense. Artosis is still, believe it or not, in not terrible shape. He can rebuild those drones fairly quickly. He does have the larger army, and he should be able to prevent the Red Zerg from expanding here. Let's see what happens. Yep, all drones being produced for Artosis. So he should catch up pretty quick. Yep, just non-stop drones. But lots of Hydralisks. Lots of Hydralisks being produced. Looks like red is up to 12. And as that number grows, he will get to the point where he can take on these mutas. And at that point, well, we'll have to see. Could be a long game here. Spine crawlers repositioning. Centrifugal hooks being produced. Looks like Artosis is countering those Hydras with some Banelings. And I have had some fantastic games using Banelings against Hydras. And Banelings absolutely decimate Hydras. Absolutely decimate. Especially if they're not on creep. They just have nowhere to go, the Hydras. In come a few burrowed roaches. Not any large number to be much of a threat. Artosis still down on drones, only 14. Oh, missed this. The mutas just came in for a little harassment, but it immediately fled. And still no expansions for either player. Very interesting. Artosis obviously focusing on the Baneling production to take out these Hydras. It is feasible that Banelings take out these Hydras. Well, Banelings and Mutas take out the Hydras, and then there's just not enough anti-air to defend the main. As we see that the Red Zerg's main is being mined out. Artosis, on the other hand, still has a significant amount of mineral patches. They're almost mined out. Okay. Baneling speed upgrade. Baneling Muta, an awesome, awesome mix of units against pure Hydra. As long as Artosis does not make any micro mistakes, I think he should do well here. But we shall see. Will he take the destructible rocks out with the Muta? Nope. Goes right for the front door, I think. Sends in a scout to see what's going on. And oh, he sees that the Hydras are available for the slaughter. Hydras run back and forth. Banelings. These Hydras run like the wind. Up the creep highway. As I would, certainly. Oh! Ooh! Banelings taking the Hydras down. I've seen worse, folks. If the Hydras just stand there. If they are unmicroed versus that many speed Banelings, it is over. At any rate, that was an excellent attack by Artosis. He certainly has the army lead. Red Zerg just gives up and leaves. Makes sense. He only had 79 minerals and he had no minerals left. Just 105. So, well, he could have canceled these Hydralisks, but then he wouldn't have had enough anti-air. So Artosis shows us that sometimes you just need to be patient. I mean, he didn't immediately try to rebuild this base. He just tried to consolidate and, you know, be patient, wait for the Baneling speed upgrade to finish, get the appropriate counter for the units that he saw in his enemy's base, and he just took it easy and went in. And you know, he knew he wasn't in a hurry because Red had not expanded and Artosis had been scouting here with this Overlord. So Mutalisks just give you a lot of flexibility as a Zerg. I mean, it was cute what the Red Zerg did with the burrowed roaches and such. But you know, the roaches are limited. And pretty good game here by Artosis. Until next time, this is Johnny Vegas from BattleReports.com.